Welcome back to the Boondocks Homestead. Today we're going to make some jelly, and you don't want to miss this one. All right, me and Tim have been out picking dandelions all morning, and they are very plentiful right now in our yard and beside our yard and over in that area. And so we just picked, and there's ants all over them. So what I'm going to do, I got me a bowl full of salt water here. I've got my red mint salt and some cold water, and I'm going to go ahead and put these in here. Normally I would cut the petals off, but I'm trying to bring those bugs to the top to get them out of my flowers. So I'm going to do this and get them out of there, and then I'll show you how I take the petals out. Okay, so don't go nowhere. Okay, guys, I went ahead and let them kind of float in some water for just a little bit. And then it also makes them easier. You don't want to let them stay in there too long because you don't want them to steep in that water. Not yet. So you just want to get them in there long enough to get, those bugs to get out of there. And then I just take them. There's several ways you can do this, okay? But I just take them and I do this with them. And see how them just fall out like that? And that's what you're wanting. That is what you need out of this flower. So I just take each one of them, and for this particular recipe, I'm going to make 2 batches of it because people really like this. So I'm going to, for a single recipe, you would just need 2 cups of these, lightly packed, and I'll put the recipe underneath here. But you need 2 cups of them lightly packed, and we probably have about a half of a cup there so far. I'm hoping to get 4 cups out of all this. I'm hoping. I don't know yet. I haven't rinsed these off yet. But we'll see. And we don't put anything on our yard or anything. So I'm just going to continue on with these. I'll show you again how I do this. I just take the end of the stem. Here's the flower part. And when you get them wet, they kind of draw up, shrink up, close up, whatever. And so then I just take it and I just do that between my fingers. And then they'll just fall right out of there. That's the easiest way I've found to do it, y'all. I mean, some people cut them. Some people just try to pull them out, but you're going to get some of that green stem with them if you do that. And the less of this green stem that you get, now, no, it's not going to hurt anything if you get it in there, because you'll occasionally see a piece here or there, but you need to try to get all that out. See, there's a piece right there I missed. You need to try, and I'll go over it again before I let them steep, but because it's kind of bitter. That part's kind of bitter, so you don't really want that in there. Now, with the sugar that you put in there, you probably wouldn't even be able to tell, but I just don't. I don't do it. I don't put that green in there. Which a dandelion, they say, now I don't do this. Now, my mom's had them fried, and she really likes them. But they say that the whole flower stem, everything at root is edible. I don't know. So do your research, because I don't eat them. I just don't go eat dandelions. But I do like the jelly. I know there's probably some medicinal with these flowers. I don't know. I'll have to research that and get back with you. I just don't know off the top of my head. So, but we'll research it. So anyways, I'm going to finish all these flowers. And yes, it takes a while. And yes, it's tedious. But what you get from it is so good. They used to call it poor man's honey. And it would probably be called that again because honey's getting so expensive. But anyways, it tastes like honey. So it's really good. It's really good jelly. All right, so I'll bring you back when I get these all done, and we'll see how many cups we have and how much we can do. Okay, and y'all, I'm just going to tell you that you can't use gloves with this, and you're going to get stained. Your fingernails are going to stain. In your cracks of your fingers, you're going to have stain in them. Look at that. It looks awful, and I'll wear that for a while because, not even bleach will take that off. But To me, it's worth it. So, and y'all know me, I use my hands for everything. So I just I don't even worry about it. But if you are worried about it, yes, you're going to get stained hands, okay? All right, guys, you'll have to excuse my kitchen, my counters, and everything because we got our hogs back in from being butchered. So, I mean, my kitchen is one hot mess. I'm not even kidding you. So, I got all my dandelions done. Look at my fingers. This is what goes into it. Now, I've washed my hands, I don't know, several times, and it's down in the crevices, and it's going to have to wear off. It's how it is, guys. It's just how it is. So, I am going to go ahead and I got 4 cups. My recipe calls for 2 cups for one batch. And I forgot how many jars. I'm going to do them in the quarter pints, the little ones, because I know it's not much jelly, guys, but I sell them at the farmer's market and I want, more people to get a taste of it than just if I make the bigger jars, okay? Because I don't make as many. So that's why I do that. Um, anyways, I got 4 cups of the dandelion petals and my water's boiling, so I'm going to turn my water off and I'm going to put these petals in my water, okay? And I'm going to let this steep. I'm going to push it down in there. I see one little green leaf. I don't stress too bad. If there's a lot in there, you don't want a lot in there. But one here and there is not going to hurt nothing. So I'm just going to push this down in here. You all can't see. Yeah, you can see probably. I just pushed it down in that water, okay? And I'm going to put the lid on it. I can get that off there. And I'm going to let it steep for 2 hours. And if it goes a little past, it's not a big deal, okay? But at least 2 hours. I'd say probably between 2 and 4 would be a safe thing. So I've got my jars in here. I'm cleaning, sterilizing them. And I've got my lids and my rings over there. I'm getting ready. Now, here's what I'm getting ready to do, guys. I'm getting ready to cut up this lard and render my lard. Now, I am not going to go change shirts and make it look like a new day or something like that. I'm going to have the same shirt on in 2 videos, so we're just going to have to get past that, okay? I'm having to multitask, okay? And so I had this jelly going. Now I got this pig come in. They called us about that when Tim had to go get it. So I've got all this lard in my kitchen and I've got to start rendering it. So I told you I was going to bring you along on that when I did that. So I've got 2 crock pots and I've got this big roaster and I'm going to get it started and I'm going to start another video with that and I'll probably put that on next Friday. I'm not sure. But we're going to go ahead and get that started, okay, while that's doing. Now, when this gets done, when that's done steeping and this gets done, I'll bring you back for the jelly part and we'll finish this video up, okay? So don't go nowhere. Okay, 3 hours later, my kitchen is still a mess, y'all. So I've let this steep for a little over 3 hours, I think. So I think that's plenty long enough. And I'm just going to strain this liquid through a real fine mesh strainer. I actually use these for my goat milk, but this is an old one that I use for different stuff like this. And it's a little stained, so it's not going to hurt it if I pour this in here and it stains it like it did my fingers. So we're just going to, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stir that up a little bit, get it kind of, that color, that pretty yellow color. And then I'm going to get a bowl. That was loud. To throw the stuff in when we get it. So they want you to have 4, my recipe in my good old Canon book here that I put all my homemade recipes in there that I've come across, you know, through the years. Canon. They want you to have 4 cups of this liquid. So, you know, I told you that I was doing a double batch of this. And I still am. And let me get some of these petals out of here. So I'm just going to put, I only have 1 box of Sure Gel, you guys. So I'm only going to do 1 batch tonight. I'm going to put the rest of this liquid. See, that's 4 cups right there, I think. But I'm going to put the rest of this liquid in the refrigerator in a mason jar. Where's my cups? Over here. Yeah, that's 4 cups right there. So I'm going to pour this in my pan. That's a pretty color. Pretty color. And now I'm going to go ahead and do this too, because while I'm at it, I might as well while I'm here. And I'm just going to, like I said, I'm going to save this and do another batch of this. I don't have to go out there and pick more flowers. Why waste it? Because I'm telling you, I want to say I was fighting the bees, but I really wasn't fighting them because I would lose probably. But I was, they're hungry. You know, it's spring and that's their food right now. And I hated taking it, you know, but I didn't take all, you know, there's plenty of dandelions, but I just felt bad because those bees got to eat too. You know what I'm saying? All right. I think that's enough. That's 4 cups right there. All right. So I'm just going to set this over to the side. Now, put that in the sink. Got my lemon here. We're going to put in, I think it's 2 tablespoons. Yes, 1 to 2 tablespoons, whatever you can squeeze out, right? So I had an extra lemon here because I took the zest off of it, and I needed to use this anyway, so I guess I'll measure it. I'm so bad at measuring stuff. So we'll do, I don't want to get no seed in here. That's almost 1. Gonna have to be good enough, you know what? I've got some store-bought and stuff, but I just think that the real thing, and I know the store-bought and it says it's 100%, and it probably is, but I don't know. There's just something about squeezing your own juice out of your stuff. Okay, I think that'll be plenty. Now, I didn't measure my sugar. My sugar, 4 cups of sugar. That's not bad. Where is my sugar? Let's see. So I want to, it's a little wet. I guess I just put that in there out of the dish drainer. Okay, so 4 cups. 1, 2. If you've ever made jelly, 3, 4. You'll know that when you get going, when you start, you can't be distracted and be like, oh, I forgot, my sugar's not ready or whatever, because you got to go. I mean, it's the easiest thing in the world to make, but once you get going, you got to go and you got to finish it. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to put you over here where you can watch. Okay. About right there. So at least you can see what I'm putting in there. So, okay, let's see. We're going to put in, okay, we did that. Strain of flowers, we did that. Orange pot, okay. And we're going to add the lemon juice and the pectin, and we're going to bring it to a boil. I'm going to turn this back up a little bit. That's my jars. They've been in there. They ought to be really good and sterilized. They've been in there for a while. I've been so busy, you guys. I'm not even kidding you. I'm so tired. I've been going since 5 o'clock this morning. I'm just exhausted, really. I just really am exhausted. Okay. Now let me get my, let's use this one. And we're going to pour this in here. This is your pectin. I use Sure Gel. You can use Ball. You can use Mrs. Wages. You can use whatever you want. I don't know how much you would use of those. You'd have to go by the thing. But I just buy these. And they're getting really expensive. I'm just going to tell you right now. They're almost $4 for a little bitty box. And this recipe, I think, is only going to make about, I don't know, we'll see how much it makes. And then, you know, by the time, you know, if you go to the farmer's market or something and you sell this stuff, it's like you're pretty much giving it away. You know, you really are. Okay, so I'm going to let this come to a boil. Now, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. If you want to watch, you can go back and watch. I did that just bothers me so bad. I mean, it don't bother me, but it kind of does when I'm doing videos and stuff and you're looking at my finger. I won't be able to do no bread videos for a while. They'll be like, good grief, Chris, what's wrong with your hands? Anyway, dandelion. So you can go back and watch. I did a honeysuckle jelly video. I think it was one of the very first videos I did. And, oh, it's so good. And I'm going to do some more this year. And that and this dandelion, they go so quick at the farmers markets. They're so good. And they just go so quick. But they're like the hardest thing, you know, the hardest jelly that I make. And it's not that it's hard to make the jelly. It's just preparing, you know, going out and gathering the petals, you know. It takes time, and you're bending over, and you know. Anyway, it's still fun. So, you know, you can go back and watch that if you want to know the whole process. I'm not going to keep you on here through this whole process. I'm going to go ahead. When this comes to a rolling boil that I can't stir down, then I'm going to go ahead and add my sugar, bring it back to a rolling boil. I'm going to cook it for a minute, and then I'm going to take it off. I'm going to bring my jars out. I'm going to fill my jars. And you know the deal. Go to my canning videos, and it'll tell you how you do them if you've never done this. And you know, you fill your jars, you debubble, you wipe your jars down, and you put your lids on, and you only finger tight, you know, and just go watch those videos. And then I think it's 10 minutes probably in the water bath canner. Okay, that's all there is to it, really. After you go and do all the work outside and get all the flowers, this part's simple. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll bring you back when I get toward the end. Okay, don't go nowhere. All right, y'all. We're going to do a plate test on this jelly. If I can get a plate. I didn't put it in the freezer. We'll see how it does. Usually you would put this in the freezer and then do your test on it. I'll bring it up here where you can see it. Nope, it's runny. Let me put it in the freezer. Let's see what it does in the freezer. Taste it. Oh, so good. I'll put this in the freezer real quick. I'll take it a second in that ice. All right, it feels cold. We're just going to try it again. I think it's going to work. Okay, I don't know if you can see this or not. See where I run my finger through there? That one kind of went back, didn't it? Okay, let's try again. See how that's not closing up there? I think we're going to be just fine. That's a little thicker there, so it's going to do that, but I think it's going to be just fine. I think it's going to work. I think it's going to work. Yeah, it's kind of disappointing when you get it, though. I mean, I've had jelly not turn out. It's easy fix, but it's just more work. And it's like, you don't want to do all that work again. Now I'm just taking some of that foam off the top. Okay, here's these are quarter pints. And that's what I'm going to use today. And we'll see how many half pints this makes in case you don't want to use the little ones. Oop. All right, got my little funnel here. I'm just going to show you one, and then I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go and finish up. Okay. You fill it up. Actually, I could fill this a little fuller. Jelly, you can go fuller, guys. So normally you would debubble it. This is liquid. I really, there's nothing to debubble. So I'm not going to worry about that on this jelly. Sometimes if I do jam or preserves, I'll definitely do it, but not just liquid, not for jelly. And then I take a little vinegar on my rag, and then I just make sure I wipe that really, really good, you guys. Because, I mean, you want a good seal. And that's sticky and nasty. So, all right. Now I'm going to take one of my lids that I have had in hot water. I'm going to put my lid on here. I hope you guys can see. Can you? Yeah, you can see. And then I'm going to get me a ring that I don't have ready. Finger tight. That's so hot. If I can get it finger tight. Okay, and there it is. And when I get the rest of them done, isn't that a pretty color? I don't know if you can see it from over there. Let me walk back around here. Isn't that pretty? It looks like dandelion, don't it? So pretty. And then we'll get the rest of them done. Okay? And then I'm going to put them in here for 10 minutes. And then I'm going to take them off the burner. And I'm going to let them set for 5 minutes. Now I'm going to take them out. I'm going to put them on a pan. I'm going to leave them alone for 24 hours. I'm going to make sure all my lids are in, you know, sealed. And with these, I'll leave the rings on them because, like I said, I sell them at the farmer's market. But the ones that we keep here, I take the rings off. I just take the rings off, and so that's that. Anyway, I'm going to get the rest of this done, and I hope you enjoyed the video. It was fun doing this. It's fun doing it. It's a lot of work, but it's fun doing it, and it tastes so good, you know. So I guess we're done here, and Lord willing, I'll see you on the next video. Well, the next video is going to be rendering your lard, your pig lard, and that's a good one. It's really good, and more people should do it. If you don't have pigs, don't worry. Just call your local butcher shop and ask them to save the lard for you. They'll probably charge you a fee. I don't know how much it is. They used to just give it to you, and then you can just do your own lard. I'm going to get off here, and I'm going to finish these. And Lord willing, I will catch you on the next video. Y'all have a blessed night. Bye.